Hello my dear 9th class students. As we started in the previous class Industries in India chapter and completed up to the title before agro based industries. So let us see in today's class agro based industries. What is the meaning of agro based industries? The meaning of agro-based industries is the industries which depends on agriculture products. Agro-based industries, which means the industries which depends on agriculture products. Here are the examples. The industries which depends on the agriculture, like what agriculture products are required to industries. See, basically all the products are required, like see cotton the farmers produces and they takes to the ginning mills, and ginning mills in there are several processes will happen. So ginning mill is also one of the industry. So like that the agro based industries. So let us we see, so what agro based industries are demanding here to run the industries. The industries which are based on the agriculture products are called agro-based industries. Textile industry. The textile industry occupies a unique position in the Indian economy. It contributes significantly to industrial production 14%. Employment generation 35 million persons directly, the second largest after agriculture, and foreign exchange earning about 24.6%. It contributes 4% towards GDP, gross domestic product. Gross domestic product countries, the complete output surplus income is gross domestic product. It is the only industry in the country which is self-reliant and complete in the value chain. Example, from the raw material to the highest value added products. So highest value added products, which means here completely we can see that the things, the agriculture products which are on which products the industries are depending, that products are called agro based industries. So like fiber production, spinning, weaving, knitting, dyeing and finishing, and garment and manufacture, raw fiber, yarn, fabric and garments. These all the things we can see here where the products are depending, like as we have said just now here. So cotton textile. In ancient India, cotton textile were produced using hand spinning and handloom weaving techniques. After the 18th century, power looms came into use. Our traditional industries suffered a setback during the colonial period because they could not compare with the mill-made cloth from the England. So before we do not have availability of the power looms. Then after the 18th century we have observed that we have utilized that the power looms which are also introduced in our country. Before then that we used to do that handcrafts, hand looms. So that was the long and very slow process. So today there are nearly 1600 cotton and human made of the fiber textile mills in the country. About 80% of these are in the private sector and the rest in the public and the cooperative sectors. Apart from these, there are several thousand small factories with 4 to 10 looms. In the early years, the cotton textile industry was concentrated in the cotton growing belts of the Maharashtra and Gujarat. Availability of raw cotton market, transport including the accessibility, port facilities, labor most and climate etc. contributed towards its localization. This industry has close links with the agriculture and provides a living to farmers. Cotton ball pluckers and workers engaged in the ginning and spinning, weaving, dyeing and the designing and packaging tailoring and sieving the industry by creating demand and supports many other industries such as the chemical as dyes and mill stores, packaging materials and engineering work, while spinning continues to be centralized in the Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Weaving is highly decentralized to provide scope for the incorporating traditional skills and designs of the weaving in cotton, silk, zari and embroidery, etc. India has a world-class production in spinning, but weaving supplies low quality of the fabric as it cannot use much of the high quality yarn and produced in the country. Weaving is done by the handlooms, power looms and in mills. The handspun and khadi provides large scale employment to weavers in their homes as a cottage industry. India also export yarn to Japan. Other importers of cotton goods from the India are USA, UK, Russia, France, East European countries, Nepal, Singapore, Sri Lanka and African countries. So these are the procedures where the India also one of the country exporter to the Japan and also to the other countries where the industries are standing on the agro base. So these all the procedures are completely arising, but India is one of the country where at present is mostly availability of the textile and jute industries are well developed under the quality manner. Also jute textiles, India is largest producer of raw jute and jute goods and the standard at the second place as an exporter of jute after Bangladesh. So Bangladesh stands here in the first position under the production of jute. There are about 70 jute mills in India. Most of these are located in the West Bengal, mainly along the banks of the Hooghly River, 98 km long and 3 km wide. Factors responsible for their location in the Hooghly basin are proximity of the jute producing areas, inexpensive water transport supported by a good network of the railways, roadways and waterways to facilitate movements of raw material to the mills, abundant water for the processing raw jute, cheap labor from the West Bengal and adjoining states of the Bihar, Odisha and Uttar Pradesh. Kolkata as a large urban center providing banking, insurance and port facilities for the export of the jute goods. The jute industry supports 2.61 lakh workers directly and another 40 lakhs small and marginal farmers who are engaged in cultivation of jute and mesta. Many more people are associated indirectly. So here another aspect also given here. Do you know that the first jute mill was set up near Kolkata in 1859 at Ristra after partition in 1947. The jute mills remained in India, but 3/4 of the jute producing area went to the Bangladesh. Erstwhile, the Bangladesh is known as East Pakistan. So Bangladesh was also presently Bangladesh we are calling, and Bangladesh was became freedom in the 1971, and Bangladesh is under the control of Pakistan in West Pakistan. So where we can see the present main Pakistan, that Pakistan was controlled the Bangladesh as East Pakistan. So what is the another name before the independence of Bangladesh? What is the another name of the Bangladesh? East Pakistan before independent. After independent it became Bangladesh. Challenges faced by the industry include stiff competition in the international market from the synthetic substitutes and from other competitors like the Bangladesh, Brazil, Philippines, Egypt and Thailand. However, the internal demand has been on the increase due to the government policy of mandatory use of the jute and packaging to the stimulate demand. The product need to be diversified. In 2005, national jute policy was formulated with the objective of increasing production and improving the quality and ensuring good prices to the jute farmers and enhancing the yield per hectare. The main markets are USA, Canada, Russia, United Arab Emirates, UK and Australia. The growing global concern for the environment friendly and biodegradable materials has once again opened up the opportunity for the jute products like the jute production what was going on in the previous years. It was now under the eco-friendly manner it was developed and the new technologies are also implemented under it. Sugar industry, India stands second as a world producer of the sugar but occupies the first place in the production of jaggery and Kansari. The raw materials used in this industry is bulky and in haulage in the source sucrose and content reduces. There are over 460 sugar mills in the country spread over the Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat along with Punjab, Haryana and Madhya Pradesh. 60% mills are in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. This industry is seasonal in the natural, so it is ideally suited to the cooperative sector. Can you explain why this is so? Because there are where the India stands in the second position of the sugar production and Cuba stands in the first position, but in the jaggery production India stands in the first position, that you have to remind. So but also another thing here is all these states which are mentioned here, among all these states wherever we can find the sugar industries, they are depending on that. In that regions the highly sugarcane is produced and also the soil of that regions where the sugar industries are formed, that areas are supporting to the, and also sugarcane is highly exported to the industries and that industries are running just because of that sugarcane products, sugarcane crops only here. In recent years, there has been tendency for the mills to shift and concentrate in the southern and western states, especially in Maharashtra. This is because the cane produced here has a higher sources and content. The cooler climate also ensures a larger crushing season. Moreover, the cooperatives are more successful in these states. Major challenges include the seasonal nature of the industry, old and the inefficient methods of the production and transport. Delay in the transportation came to the factories and the need to maximize the use of the bagasse, which means the complete surplus products what we are producing that was under the feed and which was needed and which was exporting to the other several countries also, where it depends on the sugar, where the jaggery also. So this was the up to here we were discussed in this today's class. Mineral based industries we will continue in the next session of the online class, but till up to what topic we were completed chapter, there up to that point out, you up to the title you have to complete the prepare some 1 mark questions and continue writing of your 1 mark questions. However, we are following the chapters based on the titles also. Thank you.